Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to Dreamworks Switch to Life. And in today's video, we are going to be discussing everything that we know Dreamworks is going to be making as of March 2025. So with that in mind, let's start the video. Obviously, the next Dreamworks movie is not really being made by Dreamworks, as it's not even an animated movie. It's a live-action remake of one of their most beloved franchises, How to Train Your Dragon. And let me just say, I'm pretty excited for this. I kind of wish that the trailer showed us some stuff that was different than the original, but Dean DeBlois, the director and writer, has said that he wants to create something that's better than the original movie. And while staying true to the source material, he still wants to do some unique stuff that wasn't part of the original movie. Granted, we haven't seen that unique stuff yet, so maybe they're saving that for the theatrical release or some other trailer. Hopefully another trailer, because if they just show another one where there's no differences from the original movie whatsoever, then yeah, we have a problem. Anyway, the live-action remake will be released on June 13th, 2025. The next movie after that will be actually made by DreamWorks Animation. That, of course, is The Bad Guys 2. Right now, we know that The Bad Guys is going to be about the bad guys trying to go good, but nobody really believes them because of their criminal history. Then they're recruited by a bad girls gang, which for some strange reason does not include Agent Shortfuse, but anyway, they're going to help the bad girls gang pull off one last heist in order to go good. This will be DreamWorks' first mainline movie, which means it's a co-collaboration between DreamWorks Animation and Sony Pictures Imageworks, and it will be released on August 1st, 2025. Next, we have to talk about Shrek 5, and, well, we got a lot of characters to talk about, mainly the fact that we have Zendaya coming to portray a grown-up version of Felicia. Speaking of, well, I'm just gonna show you the clip.
Hey, Magic Mirror! Who's the fairest of them all?
Why, Shrek, of course.
Ah!
Ew, Dad!
Ooh, Mommy like.
Who's making this stuff?
Not me!
Whoa!
Yeah, I know. It is so weird. Ugh, they redesigned the characters. Granted, with a good intent, because, this movie's supposed to take place, I don't know how many years after the fourth one, but Felicia is definitely not a baby anymore. Honestly, I'm actually praying that they used AI to make this casting announcement thing, and that the actual movie will look nothing like this, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case, because why would they just show off brand new designs and say, hey, this is going to be what the characters are going to look like, JK? No, I'm pretty sure this is what the characters are going to look like. It also wouldn't surprise me if they actually did use AI in this movie to make social media posts or something like that. Speaking of, I've been doing some scrolling on social media, and apparently early leaks suggested that Zendaya would play Felicia, and not a lot of people were happy. I'm actually among the people who are happy, but I kind of wish that we also knew who would play Farkle and Fergus. As for Puss in Boots, Kitty Softpaws, and Perrito, we don't know if they're going to be in this movie, but personally, I have mixed feelings. I hope that they are, but at the same time, I do not want them to get redesigned like this. Anyway, the movie will be released on December 23rd, 2026, over a year after our next DreamWorks movie, Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie, which will be released on September 26, 2025. And I'm just going to say that I am not excited for this because it's a movie that's based on a preschool TV show that's going to be aimed for preschoolers. Who knows, maybe they'll add in some other stuff to make it more mature, but I'm not betting on it. The plot will focus on Gabby and the Dollhouse going to Cat San Francisco with her grandma, but then the Dollhouse gets stolen by a crazy cat lady named Vera, so Gabby goes on a city-trotting adventure to track down the missing Gabby cats. Considering this will be the last DreamWorks movie made before a super long break, Yeah, I'm not excited. Thankfully, the break isn't as long as we are thinking. Turns out that Universal decided to announce that they have an upcoming Dreamworks movie releasing on September 25th, 2026. And it's supposed to be a Dreamworks movie, but honestly, I would not be surprised if it's revealed to just be the Larry Boy movie, since technically VeggieTales, while not a Dreamworks property, is a franchise that's owned by Dreamworks. To recap, back in 2012, DreamWorks was on a buying spree and they bought Big Idea Entertainment, which is the studio that owns the rights to the VeggieTales franchise. So with that in mind, we could potentially be seeing a DreamWorks film on September 25th, 2026. Or, again, it could be a completely different Universal animated movie that just has some involvement with DreamWorks. But with that in mind, let's move on to the TV show side of things. The first show we have to talk about is Gabby's Dollhouse. While we don't know how many seasons there are going to be, we know there are going to be a total of 100 episodes. We are currently on episode 76 thanks to the fact that season 7 just released recently. So while we don't know when season 12 is coming, don't expect it for a few months. However, I would say that it's most likely going to be released before Gabby's Dollhouse the movie hits theaters. But then season 13 will probably come out after the movie. The next show on the list is Jurassic World Chaos Theory Season 3, which has been confirmed to be the final season of the show, and it's officially been renewed with a release slate of 2025. Most likely sometime before Jurassic World Rebirth shows up in theaters on July 2nd, 2025. So maybe May, maybe June, I don't know. The next show is Mighty Monster Wheelies Season 2, and like Chaos Theory, this series has been renewed for a Season 2 with a release date of 2025. Unfortunately, we don't know exactly when, but it would not surprise me if they decided to delay it to October. But again, Mighty Monster Wheelies has been officially confirmed for Season 2. The only TV show I'm actually concerned about is The Bad Guys because, well, according to official sources, this show does not exist. But according to leaks, rumors, and speculation, we are getting a Bad Guys TV show, and while we don't know when, it's a safe bet that it's going to be made by the same people who created the Bad Guys holiday specials, as those holiday specials were advertised as a Netflix original series. According to leaks, the series is going to be called The Bad Guys Breaking In, but yeah, I'm not really buying that subtitle until I see it officially. Our final DreamWorks announcement for Netflix is The Wild Robot, which, according to the contract, will be on Peacock for 4 months. Since it started streaming on January 24th, that means that the movie will be released on Netflix on May 24th, 2025. Highly recommend that you go watch this movie at some point, but with that in mind, let's move to the next streaming service. Right now, the only TV show that has not been officially canceled is Fright Crew. Unfortunately, Fright Crew had its last season come out almost a year ago on March 29th. So with that in mind, this will be the last time I talk about it, as after a year, it's a safe bet that DreamWorks, if they didn't give an official word, that means that it was quietly canceled behind the scenes. So with that in mind, last time I'm going to talk about it, unless of course it's officially renewed, but I just have no faith in it whatsoever. But speaking of horror shows, they are making a live-action Casper the Friendly Ghost series, which will be coming to Peacock at some point in the future. We don't actually know when or even what year. We do know that it will be more focused on horror than the friendly aspect of Casper. So with that in mind, I hope the show comes out soon, because otherwise, Peacock has absolutely no new shows whatsoever. The good news is that we do know that the next DreamWorks movie, which is Dogman, is currently streaming in theaters alongside the short film Bad Guys, Little Lies, and Alibis, and that the movie Dogman will be released on Peacock 4 months later, most likely during the last week of May 2025. Unfortunately, I do have one slight hiccup to talk about. The Bad Guys short film, while it could go to Peacock, I don't really have a lot of faith, considering that Dogman was just barely released digitally and there was no short film to be found. That means it's probably going to be a home media, Blu-ray DVD exclusive, or it's going to be a Blu-ray release with The Bad Guys 2. But what I'm saying is, since the short film wasn't released with the digital version of Dogman, it's highly likely that the short film will not be coming to Peacock with Dogman. So go see it in theaters now, or wait for the Blu-ray release of Dogman, one of the two. And if you're still on the fence, feel free to check out my Dogman review down below in the description. But with that, let's move to our next streaming service. Right now, the only TV show that Apple TV Plus has going is Curses. And, well, this is a show that usually gets a new season every October. I say usually, but we only have two examples. Season 1 came out in October 2023, Season 2 came out in October 2024, so either Season 3 comes out in October 2025, sometime before then, or it's a safe bet that the show is canceled. Luckily, October is a long way away, so they got plenty of time to make Season 3. The good news is it won't be the only Apple TV Plus show for long, as rbrick has been confirmed for Apple TV Plus, and not just that, but we finally have a release date for the first season, as well as a few of the images and even a plot synopsis of the series. So the first season, which has been confirmed to be 13 episodes long, is going to be about Jasmine Finch and her bandmates as they pursue their dreams and inspire others to do the same. But it won't be easy when what they do for a living is in a world where everyone's role is chosen for them, and the painted-on look that you receive when you graduate from high school determines who you will be for the rest of your life. Is it just me, or does that sound a little bit like the Smurfs franchise to anyone? And no, we're not going to talk about the new movie. Anyway, Jasmine realizes that in order for her world to change, she and her friends will have to make it happen themselves. They will have to defy their roles that are assigned them in order to pursue their dreams and make the world a better place. Right now, we know that the first season, which will have 13 episodes, will be released on March 21st, 2025, and we don't know if there's going to be a season 2. They did confirm years ago that they were going to have 13 episodes in the first season, so by that logic, we either could be looking at a mini-series, or we'll just get a first season focusing on one overarching story with a happy conclusion in season 1, but then a sequel will come out with season 2. But to recap, 13 episodes of Season 1 will be released on Apple TV Plus on March 21st, 2025. And with that, let's move to our final streaming service. Now, I know some of you might be excited about the footage that's showing up on screen, but don't be excited, because we're not getting a She-Ra and the Princesses of Power sequel series. We're actually getting a live-action reboot, and the reason I'm talking about it is because sadly, She-Ra is a Dreamworks property since they purchased the rights. Now, a reminder is that She-Ra is actually a spin-off of another TV show, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Turns out that while Dreamworks purchased the rights for She-Ra, they did not get the rights for He-Man. However, Amazon is making a live-action He-Man movie with plans to include She-Ra during a kind of end credit scene or something, and then they're going to make an Amazon live-action She-Ra series with Dreamworks Animation serving as executive producers on this. The live-action He-Man movie and the She-Ra TV show will eventually build up to another movie where He-Man and She-Ra will cross over in live action. The live-action She-Ra show will probably not be released until 2027. So again, this live-action She-Ra TV show has no involvement with DreamWorks Animation aside from DreamWorks being the copyright holders, with Mattel owning the rights to the He-Man franchise. And finally, the last piece I want to talk about is that just like how we're getting a live-action She-Ra TV show, we're also going to get a live-action Voltron movie with Amazon. And again, DreamWorks has no involvement with this whatsoever, except for the fact that Voltron is owned by DreamWorks when they bought the franchise. We already know who is going to be in the cast, we just don't know who is going to play which character, and we don't even know when this movie is going to come out, as it was just barely announced to start filming in 2025. Unlike He-Man, which has just been confirmed for June 5th, 2026. And we even have a teaser poster and cast list. We do have one more announcement to talk about, but it's not a movie or a show. It's actually How to Train Your Dragon: The Isle of Berk, a small section of a theme park, Universal Epic Universe, which will open to the public on May 22nd, 2025. And with that, that's everything that we know DreamWorks is coming out with. So to recap, on March 21st, 2025, we'll have the first season of rbrick, which will be 13 episodes long on Apple TV+. This will be followed by Universal Epic Universe coming to the public on May 22nd, 2025. Then we have the live-action How to Train Your Dragon remake, which will be released on June 13th, 2025, followed by The Bad Guys 2 on August 1st, 2025, and then Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie, which will be released on September 26th, 2025, and then a year later, it's possible we could get another DreamWorks movie on September 25th, 2026. Unfortunately, we don't know what this DreamWorks movie could possibly be, or even if it's going to be an official DreamWorks movie. We know that Universal purchased the date for one of their animated projects, and it's likely not going to be an Illumination movie, considering that we're getting a Mario movie in April and a Minions 3 in July. But one movie that we can confirm is Shrek 5 coming to theaters on December 23rd, 2026. Speaking of, make sure to leave your thoughts down below in the comment section about what you think of the Shrek redesigns, and also be sure to support my channel by joining my membership program, or you can do the free option and subscribe. But with that in mind, I hope you're all staying safe out there, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye bye.
All right, Mr. Master of Disguise, do your thing.
I promise to play you respectfully.
Where's my flowers? Prego, cappuccino.